Alright, so hello everybody on YouTube, coming at you not live but recorded from Twitch, and I have a lot of even 1000 Leroy maniacs. Leroy is the new Hulkamania, I think, and we are together here going to do a breakdown of Leroy. He has been out for exactly 1 hour and 37 minutes here in good old Europe. So, to say the least, there will be no discussion of tier list placement. I've already had the question about 59 times. What tier is Leroy? I've played him for about 10 minutes, so yeah, I don't think you're gonna see a tier list anytime soon. Even Season 3 is very new and people don't want to discuss tiers. But what I will be able to do is show you a little bit about Leroy. In the little time I've spent with the man, I've gotten to know him quite well. So I actually have somewhat of a PhD in Leroy already. Well, not a PhD, but I do have some intel. So first of all, he seems very strong. If I were to gamble like his tier placement where he's going to end up, I think he is going to be top tier. He has a very short move list. That is quite interesting. It stops at around 80, as you can see, but these are parries and throws. So if you remove 10-hit combo, throws and taunt, he's at 68 moves. And that is below average. That's interesting. He has one stance, and that is the Hermit stance. He has a bazillion different parries. We're gonna go over them. These are interesting things that are unique to him. He has a very strong counter hit game, but now he has something that really sets him off from other Tekken characters, and it is that he has a Pimp Cane that he can at any time access. And now what sets this off from other characters is that he will use the Pimp Cane once, but then you may never use it again. It can only be used once per match. So yes, can you think of any other Tekken character that has that? Nope. This is unique to Leroy. So Pimp Cane once, and that's it. Then he drops it to the ground. It's right there, as you can see, and it will stay there for the entire match. Now, why is this? It's because the Pimp Cane hits really pimpin' hard. Like, it is basically a rage drive that he can do at any time, but only once. And it is a very, very powerful rage drive. So it has basically aura range. It's a natural combo, 45 damage launcher. It's mid. On block, it's +8. Now, a really good rage drive is like +7 on block. This is +8 on block. It is basically homing. You can actually step. You can, if you're really good. Not all characters can do this because all characters have different sizes on their sidesteps. But most characters can step the first hit. But the problem is that the second hit is basically homing. Oh, misinput. Oh, now Brian's movement doesn't allow him to step this. Geese has really good movement, he can step it. So yeah, be very wary of this move. But you see, it has less tracking if they step right. But the second hit, you see, is homing. So on the first hit, Leroy can go basically in the complete opposite direction of the opponent, but the second hit looks like he completely turns around and it's homing. So yes, so in short, the Pimp Cane is really fucking good, but only once. But this is interesting. So you have a character that, you know, not only like every other character, once he is in rage, he has a rage drive. But at any time, he can fucking pimp slap you with that cane. But only once. Only once. So that makes it not broken. It's balanced now, but because only once. Ora. Ish. And of course, launch is super high. Yeah, that's not even optimized. Gives you enormous damage. That's guaranteed. 1 million damage. Wall combo alone does 40 damage. So yes, that is the Pimp Cane. Another thing, and this really, you know, changes him, gives him identity compared to the rest of the cast. And then he can summon his pet dog, Sugar. The dog's name is Sugar. And Sugar, if you summon him, you press 2+3. So it's like Kazumi, you know, she can get a tiger. But basically what Sugar does is do a drive-by. And it's a low that is, depending on range, a lot of plus. So basically, if Sugar does a drive-by from this range... Oh, right. By the way, this is RNG. This is actually... I think this is the first time there's an RNG attack in Tekken. He might run in and do nothing. He'll just stand there. So this is a mix-up for you and the opponent, because no one knows what's going to happen. God, he likes Brian. Obviously he likes Brian. They look exactly the same. So you see, that was guaranteed. But for example, from this range... God damn it, Sugar, come on, I'm recording a video. Guaranteed Pimp Cane. So yes, it's very, very gimmicky, but you can do some... I think people are going to find some crazy setups for this, you know, where certain instances where you can really control the spacing, like maybe after a throw, maybe try and set it up, you know, or certain combos, you take them to the wall. And try and do some, I don't know, but it seems very gimmicky. And also, Leroy has a really strong counter hit game. You know what? I'm gonna get into all of this in higher detail. Let's see. And we have a lot of parries, like back 2 works like Jin's parry. So this is like Jin's parry. I just press back 2. It can parry anything, even weapons. You just press back 2 once, and he automatically does like a Feng shifting clouds. If you press 2, he will at any time do this big animation. So you just press 2 once, and 40 damage. You can also do any attack you want, just like with Jin. Do you see? Oh, sorry. So I can, if I want, to go for a launch punish. If he is that unsafe, of course. For example, if you parry Heihachi's 442, you can orbital. I think I was able to do that. So, very interesting parry. He has a parry from his taunt as well. Oops. Jesus. You got nothing. He will automatically parry from the taunt. He has a built-in parry in down back 1+2. The move looks like this. So built-in parry. So knockdown mid. And he also has a parry from 4-3-4. So you hold 4-3-4, he advances, and then you hold back and he will parry. Okay, so now we're gonna go into details. His basic down forward 1 is 13 frames, plus 5 on hit. My bad. Minus 1 on block. And this is actually really good considering it has follow-ups. It has the classic DLC character down forward 1-1 for mid-high and down forward 1-4 for mid-mid. But it's actually only minus 1 on block. I thought it was going to be minus 3. Geese had this nerfed from minus 1 to minus 3. So I'm thinking Leroy, maybe this will be patched. I don't know. There are other characters who have this, but it's very rare. But down forward 1-4, natural combo, 30 damage, goes into Hermit stance with what? Plus 7 I think? No, plus 6. So it's very good. We're gonna go over Hermit stance as well in a bit. Let's see. And then we have, as a down forward 2, we don't have a classic down forward 2. It just has this. But if you press down forward to 1+2, you get a mid launcher. But it's so minus that it has to launch crouching. Yes. I think it's like, is it minus 17? No, minus 18. So you will only use that to punish. And then he has no hop kick. Instead he has an orbital. I'm gonna talk more about this in a second. He has dick jab. You can even do as a panic move down 1 2 4 into automatically goes into Hermit. It's not a natural combo, so but if you get a counter hit, it's a natural combo. Plus 3 into Hermit. So if you don't get a counter hit, you're at minus 9 in Hermit, and that's not a good position. Okay, so now that is out of the way, we're gonna talk a little bit about his 50-50, and now it's going to get very ridiculous if we haven't already looked at pretty ridiculous stuff. So for example, if I want a high risk 50-50, high risk, I can go for Orbital, which just like Brian's is a natural hit launcher. But this Orbital, it has pretty much the same range as Brian's. You can do a defensive Orbital as well, just like with Brian. Do it upwards instead of having forward momentum. So you can try and use it as a low crush, you know, anticipating the opponent attacking. But the thing is, it has a 21 frame startup, as you can see. And on block, it's minus 3. Yes. The thing is, Brian's Orbital has a 24 frame startup, so it's 3 frames slower, and it is actually minus 5 on block. Isn't Brian's minus 5 on block? I'm pretty sure it is. Yes. So what this means is that Leroy's Orbital on block recovers 2 frames faster. It recovers 2 frames faster on block, and it is 3 frames faster in speed. Yes. So, and it has the same range, basically. So, yeah, Leroy's Orbital is crazy. And you can very easily get really cool combos here. I mean, a very easy staple for damage is... oh, sorry. I'm still so new to the character. Down back 1-3, down 3-2, 2-1. That's 72 damage, and it's very easy. So the Orbital is steppable both sides, but there's no arguing this is not a super good move. It is ridiculous, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's nerfed. 21 frames in speed, full launch, minus 3 on block. It's insane. And now, if we wanna go high risk with our 50-50, we're gonna mix it up with not the Hell Sweep, but the Pimp Sweep. And the Pimp Sweep is also like, yeah, just very, very strong. It will not place you on the wall like Kazuya's and Leo's, because when he knocks them back, we're too low to the ground. But what it does have is 18 frame in speed. This makes it faster than a Mishima Hell Sweep. A Mishima Hell Sweep is 20 frames, including the execution. So this is 2 frames faster than the Mishima Hell Sweep. There's no execution, you're just pressing down back free. It has ridiculous range. It doesn't need clean hit. It will always trip, no matter the range. Of course, yeah, of course it wall breaks when he hits like that. But the big problem is that it is... the problem is that also that it's basically homing. It tracks to both sides. So yeah, that Pimp Sweep is gonna make a lot of people insanely frustrated. Long range, you can't step it, no execution, 18 frames fast. So yeah, super annoying, this 50-50 here. But do know that the Orbital is of course super steppable to both sides, but like with Paul's Demo Man, Pimp Sweep can't be stepped, but unlike Paul's Demo Man, this works from any range. So it's super scary. If Leroy wants to take less risk with his 50-50, for a mid he can do back 4, which is a very, very long range mid homing. That is plus 11 on hit and minus 8 on block. It will also screw airborne opponents. So if you catch them jumping, you get a combo. This homing move is really good. The range is crazy. And then he has, of course, if you don't want to go Pimp Sweep, big risk, because it's minus 26, staggers. It's just like a Hell Sweep. If you block the low, he staggers and he's minus 26. If you block the second hit, he's minus 16. So even Zafina can down for 2 you. So like a Hell Sweep. But if you want less risk, he has a Sidestep 4, which is just dumb. I was like, I saw all of these other lows he has, like down 2, down back 4, down 3, and I was like, well, they don't have particularly good frames, and they're quite punishable. Minus 14. Oh. Minus 13. And I'm like, okay, so he has a ridiculous Pimp Sweep, but the low pokes aren't very good. And then, of course, lo and behold in the move list, Sidestep 4, very fast, long range, tracks quite well. Like, it really has good range. Tracks quite well. Plus 4 on normal hit. Thank you very much. And on counter hit, blam, plus 12. And then Hermit also has a... oh, right, plus 12. Oh, God. Wait, guard all. Yes, I'm guessing we get jabs here. Oh, God. Yeah, that's guaranteed. 2-2 is 12 frames. That's pretty fucking OP. Yeah, it's like Paul's Sidestep 3, yes. Except I think this has better range. You see this range? I think that's better than Paul's. And then Hermit stands as on a built-in low parry like Negan's intimidation stance. Like so. He will automatically do that, and he will stay in the Hermit stance, and he's plus 16, so you get a guaranteed 1+2 here, wall bounce. Guaranteed. Yeah, do let me know. I don't think you can launch him. You have a forward 4 launcher in Hermit. Forward 4. So you have a 50-50 from Hermit with back 4. Forward 4 is natural hit launcher. Back 4 is a homing low that obviously on counter hit launches the opponent. Yep. And very fast. And then he has a pressure option also in back 1 from Hermit. Plus 7 on hit. Wait, sorry. Plus 4 on block. So that's nice. And 1+2 from Hermit is the wall bounce. And standing 4 from Hermit keeps you in the stance. He has a lot of moves from Hermit. There are strings as well. 2-1. Yeah, I'm still very new to the stance. And then oh god, guys, if you thought it was crazy so far, like yeah, just wait. We're gonna look into his counter hit game now. And this is where I'm just guessing he's gonna see nerfs. So this character has a lot of moves that leaves him very neutral. You know, the opponent blocks, and you're both at neutral. You know, 0 basically frames, or you're maybe slightly minus. That's where you can set up counter hits. And this guy's counter hits are, yeah, I don't know how to describe them. They're just so over the top. At 10 frames, so this is a 10 frame hit confirmable counter hit, he has 1-1, 1+2. This, and this jails on block, the 1+2. If you notice that this counter hits, you'll just add, perfectly hit confirmable, a final 1 for 47 damage and wall splat. At 10 frames. Hit confirmable. Yes. He also has a Fengwei back 1. Hermit palm. 11 frames fast. You see? Plus 5 on hit. Minus 6 on block. Perfectly safe. So what happens if this 11 frame counter hits? Automatically goes into a throw. 50 damage. Yes. And then we have one of the most ridiculous mids I've yet to see. Down 1+2. This is a very long range mid that is very fast. It's 17 frames fast. You see the range. It also has a very low hitbox, so it will hit them if they're rolling on the ground or doing anything on the ground. It will hit them. And on block, it's neutral. You see? 0. 0. You recover just as fast as the opponent. And of course, if they press a button, that move is going to get nerfed. I just can't see it not getting nerfed. But you know, it is very steppable to both sides. You can very successfully sidestep Leroy towards the left. If it wasn't for the fact that he has a fantastic homing move in back 4. Pimp Sweep is homing. Forward 2 is also a really good homing move that goes into a string. And forward 3 is also a homing move. We're gonna discuss that later. And then we have... Oh! This one is also nice. Back 1 plus 2 is a short range 1 inch punch that is mid. It is plus 6 on normal hit, but it's 12 frames fast. 12 frames. It's faster than a down forward 1. 12 frames.
You got nothing.
And of course, on counter hit, it launches. So that's a 12 frame mid counter hit. It has very little range, but it is still a 12 frame mid counter hit launcher. So let's see, counter hit game, and I did show the Hermit back 4 launcher, yes. And now we're gonna look at the punishment, which is also pretty ridiculous. At 10 frames you get 1, 2, 4 into Hermit, so that's 27 damage plus 3 into Hermit mix-ups. So that's good. And then at 12 frame you get 2, 2 for 30 damage and plus 7 frames. And then at 13 frames you get down forward 1, 4, 30 damage plus 6 Hermit mix-ups. Really good. And then at 14 frames you get the most damaging non-launching 14 frame punish in the game. Oh. That's 56 damage. Very easy to do. Long range. Very long range. And hit confirmable. You can do the first 2 parts and then delay the last hit a lot. And this move is so dumb that I actually have to go into more detailed breakdown of it. But first I'm just gonna finish the punishment. 15 frame launch, down for 2, 1 plus 2, has pretty good range, but you also have another 15 frame launcher in forward forward 2, 2. This has much longer range, and this is going to be your long range launch punish. Rather than down for 2, you will do forward forward 2, 2. And then while standing punishment is not as good. 11 frame is while standing 4 plus 5. And then 13 frame is while standing 1, 4. 30 damage plus 6 into Hermit. You can compare to Negan, who at 12 frames already can do while standing 1, 2 for more damage than that, and for plus 7 into Intimidation. So much better. Negan has much better punishment, I would say. But you can't be the best at everything. And then he has at 15 frames while standing 2. 15 frame punish, has pretty good range. And now, yeah, let's just deconstruct this move because it's just so absurd. So I'm gonna deconstruct that 14 frame punish you just saw because it's pretty damn dumb. So this is a natural combo, you know, as soon as it connects, they're fucked for 56 damage and wall splat, and it has long range. But interestingly, as it's so hit confirmable, your opponent will never do the last hit, usually, if he doesn't see that it connects. But if you try and whiff punish as he's doing this, you get caught in it. I'm trying to do a while standing 4, but I can't. You get caught in those punches. It's like a wall. And if you block the first hit, you can't duck it. It jails. So I'm trying to duck. You can't duck if you block it. So the only way of punishing this move is waiting out the whole thing. And then doing a while standing 2. And here you have quite a lot of time to do so. But obviously, he can choose to end the whole string. And then he's going to counter hit you with that last hit. And the last hit alone does 32 damage. And on counter hit 38. But the whole thing is minus 17, should he end the whole thing. And it is also super weak to sidestepping. So that's good to know. But it's ridiculous in my opinion. I'm very quickly just going to show combo damage. I don't know the optimal combos. I like doing something like that. So this is not even day one, this is 30 minutes in. But this is pretty damaging. Oh, okay, that whiffed. Oh, shit. So this is down back 1-3, down 3-2. Oh, God. Let's see. Down back 1-3, down 3-2, Hermit, 2-1. And then you can upward 3-4 to the wall. And again, like I said, just like Katarina, when they are very low on the wall, you can do Hermit forward 4. And this will, you know, have them stagger in that grounded position. And you can do a guaranteed down back 2 1+2, which is his ground hitting tool, just like Ip Man. You know, so that's guaranteed. It does 40 damage on its own, even if you do it after a long combo. It does so much damage. So it's worth learning to do that, in my opinion. And again, his homing, back 4 is super good. Another homing move he has is forward 3. This is high, but it's pretty insane. It's +1 on block. It has super long range, as you can see. So again, it's homing, and on natural hit, you can float them off the ground with upward 3-4 1+2. And if you still have your cane, I don't know what max damage is, but yeah, so he has good homing moves. And then another really interesting mechanic they have given Leroy, I don't know if it's maybe inspired by Ip Man, but he can delay all of his strings. He can delay everything so much. It's not like any other character, in my opinion. We can just look at 4-2-3-4, this string, which starts with a homing elbow. That's really good. Notice how much I can delay every hit. Oh wait. You see? Every hit in the string can be delayed to throw off your opponent. And same with down forward 4 that goes into Hermit. You can mix them up here with down forward 4-3 in case they try and interrupt your Hermit. And this is also quite delayable. And down 2-4 is this is a low string, also very delayable. Down 4-4 like Lei into Hermit, very delayable. This is an obvious mechanic they've chosen to give him. Again, down forward 3-1. He has a mid or low mix up here. Down forward 3-1-4, or down forward 3-1 1+2. This is also very delayable. Oh. Oops. I can do it fast or slow. Down forward for free. Down back 1-3 is a 35 damage natural combo. Oops. Mid-high, so you can duck the second hit. But again, it's delayable. And there is a mix-up. Mid-mid. Down back 1+2. And the mid option will counter hit launch. I think at least. I think it does. I just don't know what the follow-up is. And then we have a mid power crush in down for 1+2. It's, as you can see, -14 on block. But yeah, looks pretty damn good to me. And then his rage drive is 15 frames fast. Pretty long range, 40 damage string that wall splats, just like Paul's super death fist. Oops. It's +2 on block. +2 and knocks them far away. That's going to be used to chip a lot of people out. The knockback is very far. You see how far it throws them? It knocks them very far away. Down forward 1-4 is -6 on block. It's +6 on hit and -6 on block. And it leaves you in a hermit. It always leaves you in a hermit. Oh shit. Oh, thanks for the wall combo. And his rage art is very, very nice to just behold. You're done. And from what I can tell, works like a default rage art, no secret tricks to it or anything. So that is what I know about Leroy so far. I hope it was slightly educational at least. Pretty okay for a day 1 breakdown, or rather a 30-minute breakdown. So good shit.